Hello and welcome to another episode of Wrack City Bitch. I am Big Deno. Today I have another of my review episodes where I talk about the models in the Protectorate of Menoth faction. I am coming to the end of these reviews. I've done basically all of the models that I'm interested in and all of the models that you'll probably see in play. I've left out a couple of options obviously, but I don't want to spend too much more time doing this, but unfortunately I can't really progress with the other things that I had planned for this video series because I am not stuck, I'm focusing on the WTC, and all my preparation, all my planning is all about playing those games and getting my list and my faction ready for that tournament. So Menoth is only about 7 weeks away, 7 or 6 weeks away, so pretty exciting. Alright, so looking at 6 or 7 weeks away when I'm recording this, you'll probably see this about 3 weeks after that, which means it'll be about the time the list is being submitted, which is fucking exciting. Anyway, today, said I was going to talk about him a little while ago, but I didn't. P. Severius. Now the reason I've selected P. Severius is because I actually played a game against P. Severius just the other day, which is very exciting. So let's get straight in, let's dive into P. Severius. He's a Protectorate of Menoth Warcaster with Focus 8, and he has the worst stats in the game, 14-14 defensively. That's questionable maybe. I wonder if something like 13-19, because I think Gorton's 13-19 is worse, technically. It's interesting. 14 shit, mind you, but yeah, I'm sure there'd be arguments for someone. I think there's actually someone who's 12-17 or something, maybe. Maybe I'm getting confused. Anyway, 13-17 for Resnick 2 is probably the worst, actually. Totally off topic. Let's go back. He has one reach staff. I guarantee you, if you're swinging that in combat, you're probably doing something wrong. And he has a star action, which is convert a living enemy model, and that'll probably never get used because it's a command check. If you're doing nothing else, nothing at all, and there's a model within 9 inches or 10 inches, you might as well have a crack, but seems pretty otherwise very unlikely you'll use it ever. Sacred Ward, cool ability, will never be targeted by spells. Excellent. Doesn't prevent him from being hit with Breath of Corruption if they run a model beside him, or other spells of that nature. So be aware of that. Scourge, for example, to knock the fucker down. His spell list, he has 6 spells. It's pretty good. It's Ashes to Ashes is an excellent spell. I think he might have actually been the first one who had it. So D6 models. It's one of those spells that if you use it and it comes off, it's a fucking great spell. If you use it and it roll a 1, it's a fucking waste of 4 focus. So I don't like building a game plan around it, but Severius is one of the people who can do it twice in a turn, and it will probably, there's not much you can do to stop it. Like, he pulls from a rack, he gets a Hierophant to drop it down, he gets, he's still got 2 focus left over, so. He's got the Eye of Menoth, which will get cast first turn of the game and probably upkept for the majority, which gives +1 to hit and +1 to damage for every single roll in your 16-inch control area. Ridiculous! That is probably the best self-upkeep in the game, I think. I can't think of much else that's better than that. I mean, that's, in terms of the actual efficiency, it's not quite as good as Sign's Importance, but it's because it's upkeepable as opposed to casting every turn, it's probably better. So, crazy spell. It makes he's like a P. Denny. He makes everything better. Every single option that you can take is better. Defender's Ward, great spell. Menoth staple. He's got a shitty nuke, power 12, range 8. He has Vision, another upkeep spell. When a target friendly model is hit by an enemy attack, it suffers no damage. So that spell is fucking quite awesome actually when you think about it. Particularly if you put it on a key model like Blessing of Vengeance, for example, or whatever. I guess you put on the Judicator or something like that, but just being able to drop the damage from an attack is pretty good. Can be bypassed. Something like a Widowmaker, just sniping one damage before they attack it with the rest of their stuff. is annoying because it's not optional. It's not something you can go, yeah, I'll just take 1 damage and then wait for your next power 24 hit. It's the next time this model suffers a damage roll, you die. Yeah. It's actually the next time they hit. They don't even have to damage. Just directly hit. 1 spell to go. Death Sentence. I think I talked about Death Sentence on Krios 3. So look, it's probably not a spell you'll cast all that often with P. Severius. Like he's already got +1 to hit on everyone. So the likelihood of guys missing is probably fairly slim. I don't know. If you really want to just point to a unit and go, I want to fuck that unit right there, just absolutely as hard as I can, then you might cast it. It's just yeah, maybe on something that's high def 17 or something. Feat Divine Might. For 1 round, enemy models cannot cast spells and lose the Arc Node advantage. I think this feat is probably something you should just think about for 1 turn stopping Arc Nodes, or for 1 turn protecting your army, but only from stuff like Druids. You don't want to get Severius up close, right? Or he will die because he uses all of his focus every turn. If he puts Defender's Warden himself, great. You can camp 16, 20 something, maybe 22. Maybe even 24 actually. No, 22. No, 24. 22. 24. If he has a Wrack. But he doesn't have Iron Menoth up then. So that is a very fucking ordinary idea. So just talk about Severius and what he does for the faction. He is a guy that can be a drop against anyone. Like, he has got strong game against probably everyone in the game. He doesn't have a strong game against Legion because he will die. But I think aside from that, you drop him against just about anyone. If he had Purification, he'd be the best caster in the faction, but he doesn't. So I think you'd probably build him as an anti-Crix or an anti-Kador list with his Ashes to Ashes to remove the infantry guys. Eye of Menace to help make everything stick. Yeah. Now we're gonna just quickly nip into the Warjacks and talk about Blessing of Vengeance, because obviously it's Severius. So Blessing of Vengeance is 7 points. 7 points. I thought he was 8 like Thorn. That's fucking awesome. 7 points. Awesome. Yes. Maybe I could say awesome a bit more. Awesome. Everything is awesome. He's got a couple of abilities that are shit. Bushwhack. You can spend a focus point to bushwhack. Whack. Actually, that could be pretty awesome when you think about it. If he goes first, after being battled, and whacks a couple of guys with his Mat 9 attacks, he's got a shield and a reach weapon. Power 12, power 15. Clears himself out and then moves forward. That's pretty good, I guess. Powerful charge. Awesome. Didn't even know that. Charge attack rolls. Mat 11 on the charge. Cool. Okay, so the actual good ones. Defensive strike. If a guy moves into range of him, he gets to whack him. Sweet ability. As long as you remember it, it's fucking like another defensive thing. So if you give this guy a vision and someone charges him with a couple of infantry, the first guy gets whacked, the second guy you ignore the hit. Boom. Classic stuff. So you need to charge 3 guys before he even fucking has to worry about it getting damaged. And then if they get hit, if he gets hit after the damage is resolved, the model's repelled, you can push him away. Pretty cool ability. Hey Peach. For 7 points, fucking great. Imprint, Affinity, Severius. When you channel spells through him, you get +2 to the spell's damage rolls. Ashes to Ashes at power 13 is a fucking scary prospect. All of the damage rolls on that spell are +2. And you're obviously including Eye of Menoth in that as well. So suddenly it becomes a threat to armor 17, 18 guys. And like Kador guys in Shield Wall will die on a 6. That's a pretty big advantage. Peach, don't muck around with that. Peach is going ballistic. So the other thing about Blessing of Vengeance is he has a shield. So he has a Def 12, Armor 19. He's basically the same stats as a Menoth Heavy, except with a slightly better defense, and almost the same number of boxes. What the fuck? What a magical dude for 7 points. You'd basically be crazy to play Severius without this guy, really. Is he still a devout? No, he's a revenger or something, isn't he? So he doesn't have that shield guard. So Severius, Blessing, Peas in a Pod, get those guys together. I'm going to talk now about the guy who I played against the other night had a model called the Vessel of Judgement with Severius. He actually had 2 of them. Now, I'm just going to put Peach away because she's going ballistic, aren't you, Peach? Hello, hello. I'm back. Hello. So, this guy that I was playing against had 2 Vessels of Judgement, and he had a unit of Flame Guard cleansers, and every time I killed a cleanser, he would use Doors of Judgement and walk the cleanser forward and spray 4 guys, or 3 guys, from the most perfect angle. He did that 4 times, and like, that was really annoying, because you get +1 rat from Imenoth, and they're all damage rolls at power 13 and causing automatic fire. Like, I basically lost an infantry unit after I made my attack before he'd moved. So he almost got like 2 or 3 extra turns of work out of that unit, which is really annoying. And that's just one of his abilities. Cleansing Aura. All Animai continuous effects in this model's command range immediately expire. Is that upkeeps as well? Animai and continuous effects. No. That would have been awesome if it was fucking upkeep spells as well. Holy shit. Animai continuous effects. The third miracle, Eruption of Faith. Enemy models within 2 inches of this model suffer the fire effect and are pushed 4 inches directly away from this model in the order you choose. So not only does it have a range 12, power 15 or 16 gun Severius, but it also has the ability to set guys on fire and give you a massive scenario presence as well. It is immune to fire. Hello Legion, how are you today? I'm good, thanks. How do you feel about not being able to shoot my vessel? Oh, that sucks. Awesome, sucks shit. This guy's fucking awesome, right? And he's only 9 points. I was thinking they were 10 points for some reason. I'm getting all my points off. But for 9 points, this is the best battle engine by a country mile. He walks forward, he shoots guys with a power 15 that does 3 E-leaping shots that basically kill 3 guys or hit 3 guys with a power 10. And then he can boost attacks and damage rolls by cutting on himself for damage. And then he can do these miracles, including Doors of Judgement, which, as I just said, with certain units is fucking annoying, right? Even something like a dwarf with critical smite. If you happen to just walk up to a heavy jack that hasn't activated yet after Doors of Judgement on your little dude, and you manage to crack that jack and knock the fucker over, that is annoying. Oh my god. Could you imagine? Classic stuff. That's a vintage Deno right there. So that's good. Let's, anyway, Vessel of Judgement, rock solid, get amongst it. That guy could be put in pretty much any list, and for a battle engine, I think that is great. I'm just going to quickly nip over to the old Chain Attack lads and find out what they thought of Peace of Various, and I think this could actually be one of the very first ones they did. I don't think they've done him again since. And we'll just see. Protectorate of Menoth. P. Severius. Feat 6. That is high. That is a high feat for Severius. Board control 5. Yep, fair enough. Synergy 8. Honestly, guys, you're cracking jokes. He is at least a synergy 9. All of your baseline 8. Wrong. Aggression 6. Probably a bit over there, guys. He doesn't actually do anything to help push guys forward. In fact, your best option really is to take a gun line and something that just stops you from getting damage at all, and just like pew pew pew, just before they get in. Survivability 6. I could probably agree with that rating because he's so survivable because he plays from so far back and still has an impact on the game, which is really cool. Grade A. He's the second highest Menoth caster, which I find interesting. I think I would have thought P. Krios was better in terms of the effect that his feat has, in terms of the fact that he's got Purification, still has Defender's Ward, has Lamentation. His feat just turns everything on. It just buys you. It's a control feat, whereas Severius is just like sort of a non-event feat. But Iron Menoth buys you, a little bit more damage. But yeah, Krios can just annihilate you after his feat. There's a lot of B's and B pluses in these ratings and C's, and it's interesting. I can definitely see myself playing P. Severius, and I would be thinking that you could probably put P. Severius into a strong competitive 3-list pairing. He's got some weaknesses, obviously, because he's going to be vulnerable to a range assassination. So I think you need to somehow maybe get a Devout in there or something like that. But yeah, he's a strong caster, and the blessing goes with him like peas in a pod, as I said, and then throw in the Vessel of Judgement as well. I think the Vessel and Severius are a really nice combination. The guy I played, as I said, had 2 of them, and it was fucking really quite an annoying list to play against. So yeah, I'm really getting excited to play some Menoth. Honestly, like I've had about enough of the other faction. I've been playing and just ready to start something fresh, and looking forward to doing some new painting as well. As I said on a previous episode, I've got an idea for a colour scheme, and I've actually I've started putting some together, and I might try and put together a painting episode of the Menoth soon, even though I'm supposed to be painting other stuff for the WTC, but we'll see what happens. Alright, I'm off. Hope you've been enjoying Wrack City Bitch, all of the 3 people that watch the show and actually get through to this bit at the end. It's been a lot of fun for me so far. Looking forward to continuing. Did a podcast too. It's called Oz Machine. You should check it out. It's also on the Muse website. Actually, that's Chain Attack. Go this one. Team Muse on Minis. Cool. Alright guys, well I'll catch you on the next episode. See ya.